She was successful. She was smart. She was hardworking. She had an immense amount of responsibility. A wife, mother of 3 young children, and starting an entrepreneurial business. And it was an established industry, and she was trying to do something that nobody had really done before in terms of a product niche and a unique service. And she was working very hard, and she'd asked me to come along and help her. And so I had an appointment one day, and I was waiting my turn, and it was obvious that things were not going well around the office. There was something, you could just feel it, you could sense it, you could kind of hear it in some of the raised voices. And so when it came time, when her assistant motioned that I could go in, I knocked on the door, and I said, you know what? Obviously I can sense, I can hear, I can feel. Perhaps this isn't a good time to see you. Perhaps we should reschedule. And she said, oh no. Come right in. I need to see you. And there she taught me one of the great lessons of success. And today, on this Wednesday, I think you'll be thankful because I'm going to teach you the lesson that she taught me, and hopefully we can all learn together. It'll bring us right to the edge of how we're going to do business. My name is Stan Houston. Join me for Radio on the Edge on this Thanksgiving Eve. Real radio starts right now. And welcome back. Again, my name is Stan Houston, stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com. We hang out at, this is the Christian Entrepreneurial Network, sponsors this radio show. Tim Hare, also of Sarah Ventures, is our initial donor sponsor. Hopefully someday you'll help us out too by being a contributor, maybe even a sponsor. We'd love to advertise your good stuff on Do It Right Radio on the Edge. That's right. We do it right radio because we're radio on the edge. Hopefully to help you figure out some of the things, the skills, the stories, and the strategies that will help you not only survive but thrive as a Christian entrepreneur. Well, let me kind of give you the story behind the teaser. She was a remarkable woman, and she was one of my first real clients. As I was trying to make my world as a business performance coach, I'd been a teacher, I'd been an international broadcaster, been a missionary, and was now back in the marketplace and trying to take some of the marketing and mentoring and coaching skills that I had and some of the things that I had learned into a teaching, coaching business experience. And she trusted me. She figured out that I was worthwhile and was one of the first persons to hire me and became one of my most important centers of influence, sent me a lot of business, and I sent her a lot of business too. It worked well that way. Well, here's the deal. I was ready to go into her office, but as I said before, it was obvious that she'd had a difficult day, and she was kind of harried. And so she said, no, come on in. I mean, I know that when my clients and colleagues have had a bad day, you're trying to do a little reflective thought and kind of center your mind on stuff that, you're just too worn out. You're just too beat up. You've got too much on your mind, too much on your plate and platter to kind of sit down and think and reflect and maybe make some important decisions. And then this is what she said. After she closed the door, she said, Stan, you're the only person who ever walks in this door who doesn't want something from me. Now, can I say that again? She said to me, Stan, you're the only person who ever walks through this door who doesn't want something from me. Now think of her situation. A boss, an entrepreneur. She obviously had lots of clients and customers she's trying to please. She has vendors that she has to deal with. She has organizations that are trying to get involved in selling her stuff to make the business succeed. They want her. They want her time. They want her energy. They want her money. And her compliment to me was, you are the only person who comes into this room who doesn't want something from me. And I said, well, you pay me. She says, that's not an issue. She said, you're one of the few people whoever comes in here and you care about me. You aren't trying to impress me. You aren't trying to sell me any more stuff. When we come together, you're just trying to help me. And nobody else is trying to help me. They're trying to sell me. They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me to give them stuff. They want me to do their work. They want things from me. You're the only person who doesn't want something from me. And that was the beginning of literally a lifelong friendship and a long, long run as her business performance coach. And I've oftentimes thought about that. The other day, one of my friends who I met at church found out a little bit because I asked that wonderful question. It was a party, and I didn't know him very well. I just knew he was a friendly guy from church, and it was a church patio party here in Arizona. It's wonderful outside. And so I said, Bob, tell me a little of your story. Remember, I didn't say, what did you do? I didn't say, well, what business were you in? Or where are you from? That magic question. Tell me a little bit of your story. Well, it was a fascinating story. Turns out he had actually been in the insurance and financial services business up near where I lived in Minnesota, and it turns out we had a number of mutual friends, and we didn't know it. Probably gone to church together for a couple of years and didn't know we had such mutuality. Well, as I began to talk about it, and he leaned forward and he said, I've done very well. Obviously, I've retired somewhat early, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with my life, and I understand that. What I have found out is that most people retire when they shouldn't, and most people retire too early. I'm not so sure retirement is a good thing, and I can tell you about that some other time. But he said this to me, Stan, hey, I wasn't the smartest guy around. I wasn't dumb, but I wasn't the smartest guy around, and I certainly wasn't the cleverest. He said, I worked hard. I was an old Minnesota farm boy. I knew how to work hard. He said, I found out that early in life, the question I should ask people is, how can I help you? And I carried that in to my insurance and financial practices business. Rather than saying, can I sell you some insurance? I usually just said to people, well, thank you. How can I help you? And it turns out that I could almost always help them in some way, even if it had nothing to do with insurance, even if it had nothing to do with my business. Almost everybody needed a little help, and I built my business by people being thankful to me and grateful that, hey, this guy helps people. He had an incredible positive bank account, an emotional bank account of people who he had simply helped. And so that was his key question to people. How can I help you? And he would follow that up and go where it went. And hopefully we might get around to insurance, but we'll wait. First of all, I'm going to help them if I can. He said that was the secret of the success of my business, and it just kind of grew organically from there. And I'm very grateful. Worked hard, helped a lot of people, sold a lot of insurance, went through a lot of adversity, had to learn how to deal with that for sure. Had some really hard times. But that's the story. And I think about that all the time. And I think about my friend who said, you're the only person in my life who doesn't want something from me. You just want to help me. I'm very grateful for that reputation. I wish I could live up to it more often. But can I challenge you? Are people thankful for you? Are they grateful for you because you just help them? You're helpful. You're useful. They find you a good person to know. As one of my friends one time said, he said, I learned one of the secrets of success is having a truck and letting people borrow it. One of the secrets of my success is having a nice old pickup and letting people borrow it anytime they want it. I was helpful. Made me a lot of friends. Everybody likes a friend with a truck. I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thought, and that gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. We mentioned that yesterday, Gilbert Chesterton. We also mentioned the fact that today you should be calling people and just thanking them. That's right. Remember? Talked about this on Monday. If you're getting this in time, choose 7 people. And here's what I want you to do. I want you just to call them up and say, tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day. I want you to know that I am thankful for you. Thankful for, and then tell them what you're thankful for. Who they are, what they do, the service they give, how they help you. And then say, I want you to have a wonderful Thanksgiving Day. And shut up. Don't pitch them. Don't go on. You will find that simply calling people up, maybe even just leaving a message on their phone and telling them how thankful you are for them, how grateful you are for them, it literally could change your life. Think about it. What we're here to do is to help you. I want to help you become a very successful, a happy, resourceful, somebody who will be fully alive entrepreneur. That your Christian faith will not only be a patch-on to what you do, it will be central to who you are and the business you do, and that doing your business will not only be a way of making a good living, it will be helping you to literally answer the prayer that Jesus told us to pray. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because you are one of the people who actually helps do God's will right here on planet Earth. And my friends, that is what keeps this crazy world from coming apart. Just some thoughts for this Thanksgiving Eve. Hopefully you are preparing not only a wonderful time of perhaps family, perhaps some worship, some thoughtfulness, some gratitude, and giving thanks, both to others who've helped you in life, and you help others in return, but also to thank God for His grace and goodness to us. A thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. Just let that sit on your head for a while. I'm Stan Houston. This is Thanksgiving Eve. May you be blessed tomorrow as you give thanks to others and to God. All the best. This is Radio on the Edge. Bye for now.